This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And this is our 15-minute short. So we'll see how close we can make it to 15 minutes, because I don't think we've ever made it to 15 minutes. So
Over or under.
Yeah, over under, exactly. You can start betting on it, actually, if you want to. Just start betting with your friends. What's the over and under? Over and under that they're going to make it. All right. So I want to first talk about the $10,000 matching again. So I'm going to harp on this a little bit through the month of April, not July.
Oh, wow.
I'm not doing July.
Really pushing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow.
It's only 1 month, guys. Is that
What if Paul Macbeth comes back and he's like, let's make it 2 months. Let's see if we can.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have that money, Paul. Sorry. This is our big donation of the year. So, $10,000 I will match up to at paulmacbethfoundation.org. So paulmacbethfoundation.org. Go on there, donate, and I'll double that money in the month of April, up to $10,000 total. So go on there, do it. Let's make an impact. Let's use disc golf to reach out in the world and give it to underserved areas and undeserving.
I know you almost said that. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
So
these people don't deserve disc golf.
They don't deserve it, but we're going to put it in anyways. So yeah, it's to underserved areas, and let's get some more disc golf courses in the world. So with that being said, we're going to talk about how long Nikko LaCastro takes to putt. No, we're not. I don't want to beat that dead horse.
It's been dug up and reburied.
Yeah, like 40 times. Yeah. Poor Nikko. Like, the reason he gets such flack for that, and there was talk about it, and we thought about talking about it, we're going to just barely brush on it, is because he's good, and he's on lead card, and he gets noticed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Because Gannon Buhr, from what I understand, takes even longer. And when we were watching him in Vegas, he takes a long time.
Yeah.
Like, he takes a long time. But it is what it is. But I loved Ezra standing in the background looking at his watch.
I was listening to something that, like, if no one's going to enforce it, does it still need to be a rule?
Yeah.
Right? You know, if you're not going to be the one to call him out on it, like Jeff Spring had to come over to his card and basically call him out because no one else was going to call him out on it.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I know this is not our topic, but I want to call out Brodie Smith on this one, because Brodie Smith takes the stance of, well, it's going to make it really uncomfortable for the next time I play with them. Shut up. Like, be a man. Like, you have, like, I'm not being aggressive towards Brodie, but, like, that is the nature of the game. If there is something that is truly disrupting the play, the flow, the whatever it may be, you got to call him. Mm-hmm. As of right now, the fact of the matter is we are a self-policed sport.
Yeah.
We're self-regulated. We have to call things. And if you don't call it, like you said, it's a tree falling in the forest.
Yeah.
Are you going to hear it? No. Of course you don't hear it, because you're not there to hear it.
Yeah.
Still makes a sound, though.
Right.
So we'll get off that horse.
Was it? What was
maybe not.
Oh no, I just want to, because, like, we talked about this, like, real early, way early in the podcast. But, like, wasn't one of the ideas, like, if you went too long, like, the mini would explode and there'd be like a die pack or something?
No, but that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, okay. I thought
you have to push a timer when you set your mini.
Yes, and then, like, all of a sudden, if it doesn't go off, you're like, boom.
I think it's a great idea. So this is the next product for Door Disc Golf. We're going to make a mini. It gives you 45 seconds to push the button. Once you push the button, you get 45 seconds to push it, which means it gives you more than enough time to putt, watch your putt go in, and then push the button.
Yep.
So it doesn't explode on you.
Exactly.
And if it does explode on you, you're going to be blue.
Yeah.
Or red.
Right.
What color should it be?
I don't know.
Glitter.
Tarred and feathered.
Exactly. So the Glitter Mini Bomb will be a standard of the Disc Golf Pro Tour in the future, just like the baskets.
Yeah.
That was a good segue.
Yeah, that was very good.
So we're going to talk about the standardized basket for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So they're going to make their own baskets.
Possibly.
Nah, probably not. So it is a little bit since this came out. The Disc Golf Pro Tour mentioned that they are going to standardize the baskets. So they have to be a standard basket. When it came out, there was a big hubbub about okay, are they going to make their own, or are they going to partner with, or if they choose disc catchers, are all the other sponsors like DD, and are they going to not do it, or are they going to choose Chain Stars because they have an established relationship with Discraft? So all these things started going everywhere. And then we started hearing that the reason why is because they're going to build their own baskets and start selling them,
I'd heard
and be the
that.
standard of disc golf baskets, whereas DGA basically has that lockdown at this point. But I don't think that's the case. So from what we just read.
Right.
So if you want to speak on it.
Yeah, so basically what it was is the DGPT is looking to have certain specifications, measurements, everything, certain metals for chains, everything. All that is going to be standardized across all baskets to be legally used for DGPT play. That way, you're going up to a chain catcher or any basket, and it's basically going to be same material, same specifications. So hopefully there won't be any discrepancies across the DGPT and any of the courses that they show up at. So, you won't be going through, course and playing on mock X's and all of a sudden, this basket's a different size, and then going to play on like a veteran basket or, anything else, MVP black hole basket, anything like that.
Yeah. And in the article on the Disc Golf Pro Tour website, it mentions the reason why they wanted to standardize baskets was so that it was easier to promote. And the bright side of that is like Waco, Jonesboro, Idlewild, and the GMC all decided to upgrade their baskets. Nick Hyde partially upgraded their baskets. And the reason they say partially because they went to 24 chain disc catchers.
Interesting.
So, and then they went on and on about, some went to mock X's, some are at, disc catchers, or some are at, the disc catchers, and then some are at Chain Star Pros, and on. And what they also said is that they're working on over the off season, they're expecting that more folks will be added to the approved basket list, and they're going to figure out a standard to test catchability. I don't know how they're going to do that.
Okay.
But it says here, I wish I could find that quote, but basically they said that they're going to try to figure out how to test catchability.
So I'm wondering if they're just going to, it's like they're going to try to figure out like an average speed of a putt going into a basket and seeing like what happens with these conditions, like how it rebounds or, spit outs, what causes these things, different nose angles, all that, just to see.
I would assume they don't really elaborate.
Okay.
But they do say that the Pro Tour basket standard is no longer a criteria for the events currently, but they will be, and they fully expect the number of approved Pro Tour baskets to increase, and we're working on and develop a new testable catching standard for all baskets.
Okay.
So I don't know how they're going to do it. I would imagine they're going to have to use some sort of machine or something like that to do that. But how do you feel about that move?
I'm okay with it. I think we play a lot of other sports where things are standardized. Basketball, hoops, NBA, all standardized. Balls, standardized. There's so many other sports where equipment has to be in a certain measurement, that why not disc golf? It only makes sense. Like if you're the Pro Tour and you're setting a standard for what the Pro Tour is, you need to have everybody on the same page going forward. Like that's just got to happen.
Well, but what about green sizes and tee pads and all that other stuff?
I mean, the circle's already same. I mean, if they choose to change the circle, like that's
right.
That's their decision and go by that.
Right. But what about tee pads? Tee pads are all over the board.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, But not every place can really, put in concrete or, I think turf tee pads obviously are cheaper, but think about this. If you're the Pro Tour and you're going to a destination, you could very easily roll up 18 turf tee pads and like have them with you if if whatever conditions, because earlier this year, I forgot what tournament it was, we saw, or no, it wasn't a Pro Tour event. It was like Shelly Sharp or something, where people are just like, tee pads look perfectly fine, but they're throwing off to the side of them already.
Memorial.
Oh yeah,
that's at Vista del Camino. Yep.
Right. I definitely think tee pads should be a standardized length. I
don't think James Conrad would agree.
No, I don't think so either. Like either way, he's gonna be running. He needs a landing strip.
Exactly.
But the more standardized equipment or that we can have, the better.
But I would argue that's the disc.
That the disc is the standardized. But
I think it is. Because the basket, like maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but like it's just like the roll of a ball on a green, and a course. Like it's either going to be at the top of the green, the bottom of the green, it's going to be on a slope, it's going to, there's all those aspects of the catch. And, for pros, like you're a pro, like you get out there and practice. And if your putt is not going to catch well on certain baskets, like adjust your putt, you're a pro.
Yeah.
Like I do it. And I guess I'm a pro now, but but I would never consider myself a pro, and I do it. I mean, if I know that I'm going to be on Mach 3s, like I know I'm going to have to putt light, and I'm going to have to pull right at the pole.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to compare this to golf real quick.
Sure.
The cup, same materials for most part on like Pro Tour, Pro Tour events. Yeah. Are you going to tell Tiger Woods to adjust his putt when his ball comes bouncing out of a standardized cup?
Well, no, but he's going to have to adjust his putt to the green, the slope,
well, right.
everything, the speed,
but
dampness.
That's the course, though. The cup is the standardized equipment. The green isn't standardized because they're all different on every course.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Right. So,
but the green is standardized in disc golf.
Yeah.
And the cup isn't. Right now, right?
Right.
So that's kind of it's the transverse. Like, I mean, if I were to say to somebody that, oh man, that spit out cost me the tournament, what are they going to say?
I don't know.
No one's going to care.
Right.
Like, we're all playing on the same baskets.
Well, that's true, yeah.
So, I don't know, like, it's a bunch of whining, in my opinion. But as far as standardized baskets, now that I can give my real opinion, I'm for it. Like, I think it's completely fine. And I like the fact that they're giving opportunities to all manufacturers. When I heard that they were going to do it or, like, farm it out to another, I was thinking, like, all right, maybe it's a good business move to do that because you can charge them $500K or whatever it is, and then they are the basket of disc golf at that point,
right? Because
at the Pro Tour, their national tour, they've absorbed all of these events, aside from C tiers, like they are now disc golf. They are professional disc golf. So to say that that's not going to give that advantage or selling or that boost of income to whoever's producing the baskets is, I guess, a little naive.
Sure,
because it will. But now that I know they're not doing that and they're just approving certain baskets, I think that's great. But now, what about these large events like Ledgestone and DDO and the ones that have like 45 courses they use? What are they going to do about those? Are they going to continue to give the waiver to Ledgestone and DDO?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I know, Nate Heinold does a fantastic job, but he's also uses, I think, 11 courses for Ledgestone or 13 courses for Ledgestone.
That's crazy.
Like, does he have to change all those? Now, I know it's an A tier.
But, I mean, he's only going to have to change them for whatever courses the pros play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But even still, that's a lot.
That's
and
a
those
lot,
are municipal courses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you think those are, well, that's 30, however many baskets that is. I can't count. But, that's a lot of baskets.
It is.
And then what are you going to do with all the baskets that are there? And, so they have continually given exceptions to them. They've given waivers to Ledgestone, and they've given waivers to DDO. They've given waivers.
Well, when you're the president of
Is he the president of Pro Tour?
No, not the Pro Tour. Just acting president of, the PDGA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, and they set the they set the measurements and things for.
What is Nate Heinold not the president of? Because he's the president of Paul Macbeth Foundation too.
What?
Did you know?
No, I didn't know that. Dear God.
I know. The man does everything. Good for him.
I didn't know that. That's
and isn't
wild.
he like one of the largest insurance companies in Illinois?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But
no, good for him.
I mean, I would say if the Disc Golf Pro Tour could make their own baskets, but figure out a way not to get anybody, outsource it to, because obviously they know they have the information to make baskets. As long as you don't outsource it to any current manufacturer to make your own basket, then you're level playing field. Nobody has an interest coming into the Pro Tour. You can go to any tournament and be like, well, we're using our baskets. That way you're not interfering with sponsorship, like having a DD basket at an event or anything like that.
But what about the DD baskets at the DD event? If they're coming in and bringing, because you think Innova. Do you think Innova would pony up the 50 Gs or however much they pony up every year for Vegas if their baskets aren't, front and center?
They'd still want their name there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would think so, even though they're not using their baskets, they'd still want that name recognition. I don't when I watch a Pro Tour, I'm not really paying that much attention to whose basket it is.
No.
I pay more. Same thing with the new stupid garbage cans that we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how much attention am I paying to the garbage cans with the someone's logo on it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not reading the names on the bands. As long as the disc's going in the basket, I might, and same thing too with sponsorships of events. How often do you know it's a Discraft sponsored event or You don't really.
You don't really.
Right.
I mean, I think sponsorships. There's very few sponsorships that are worth it and get the attention they deserve.
Yeah.
And in my humble opinion at this point, because I look at it and I'm like, okay, so the Music City Open, who? And the only reason I know who it is because I saw DD promote the Hole 1 Ace.
Yes.
At the DD, Music City Dynamic, sponsored by Dynamic Disc. Yeah. That's the only reason I know who it was. Outside of that, I would have never known because I couldn't tell you the last, except for Vegas, I couldn't tell you any of the others. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know Memorial's always Discraft.
Yeah.
But maybe I know more than I think.
Yeah.
but I agree with you. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of stink and hubbub about and what for about all these things. But I really don't think any of it matters. I truly don't. I think people are just going to be wasting hot air speaking about these things because the Pro Tour is not making their own baskets. And if they did, the way they should make them is with these really gaudy bases with cameras inside of them so they can promote. I mean, honestly, use it. Make that band thicker at the top so you can put cameras up there. Make it an apparatus rather than just a basket because then no one else is going to be offended.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, there's cameras everywhere. We can't afford to make that $40,000 basket.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I think that would be awesome.
That would be.
And then they could shoot out little drones for spit outs and
Yeah.
follow the roll away.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd be curious. I know I've heard Paige Pierce was talking about it. They have there's a Facebook group or something that, it's private for the pro. I don't know if the Pro Tour is involved at all, where they can go and make suggestions and all that.
Is that the player?
It's a prayer. Yeah. I'd be really interested on a survey of what baskets are how they're rated, what they like throwing out, like most players would like throwing out, or if it's like, hey, I'm sponsored by this, so I like throwing on this basket,
Right.
or like I just like to know like how they grade each basket. It'd be interesting to see.
What's your favorite basket that you played on so far?
I mean, I play on a lot of veteran baskets.
Well, yeah, that's what we got around
here.
here. Yeah.
Trying to think of where else. I don't think I've played on a lot of Chain Star. Disc catchers, I played on a little bit. I think they're pretty decent at catching.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, veteran and disc catchers. T1s, not a fan of. I'm like, sorry, Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy baskets, I'm not really a fan of. I've played on them a couple times.
The T1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they might have. I don't remember if they had them at the preserve.
I think they do have T1s at the reserve, but they have the new T1s.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, the new T1s are better. I haven't played on any of them yet.
Yeah.
But
I think
that's
T1s,
right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that's the only. I think that's one of the only places I've really played on them. But yeah, I mean, I've been putting on DD baskets for who knows how long now, because that's why I have in the backyard to practice on. So.
Yeah. And you have a recruit in the backyard, or a patriot, or a recruit? It goes veteran, patriot, recruit.
Whatever I think it's a patriot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what we have for our portable baskets that we use for the tournaments, and then the veteran baskets are what's everywhere else.
Yep.
Except for Jacksonport, those are patriots as well.
Yep.
I think they're patriots.
I think so.
Yeah. But I've never had any issues with patriots or veterans. I really like veterans, but I know people that putt on Heiser don't like veterans or patriots because the way their chains are promotes to spit throughs.
Yeah.
But that's also, I mean, that's the danger of that putt. If you're not on Mach X's or T1s or T2s or anything with like crossing chains in the background, like Chain Star Pros, they're hard. But so I would have to say T2s or Chain Star Pros are by far my two favorite.
Okay.
Chain Star Pros seems like they catch everything almost too well, but I like that. I mean, you hit anywhere. Now, their chain formation is a bit skinny at the bottom. They start out real wide, but then it kind of comes down to the bottom. So those low right and low left putts, a lot of times just bounce right off the cage. You know, they just skip right out. But outside of that, like, I really like them. If you hit chains, they stick.
Yeah.
Right side chains sometimes get pushed out, but not as much as like Mach X's. Like Mach X's push everything out if you're not dead center low. If you're not a hard putter. And then those T1s were the same way. They are aggressive. But the T2s, I like them a lot. And they have that netting behind that catches, especially for Heiser putters. So, but yeah, I know they have a list already, but as they start, max, or I guess as they start adding to that list, some of those ones that catch really well, like the Mach X's and the T1s, are they gonna regulate the amount of spit outs or push outs or spit outs that they hit? Like if you hit high right and some catch and some don't, like I'm curious to see what that criteria is going to be as far as catching.
Right.
Or are they just going to do 10 like 30-mile-an-hour putts right dead center chains? Which I would think that would be the only way you could test, but who knows?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Any more talk about baskets?
Yeah.
How about time for putts?
Oh, for putts. Everybody has to have a landmine strapped.
I'd like it. Everybody straps like what's the one where they had if you went off the course, it blew your head off?
Oh man.
What was that? What was that movie?
Is this fairly recent?
It was like the Mockingjay, the
Hunger Games?
Didn't they have that? Where if they went off the course, they'd blow up or something like that?
Maybe. There was some other movie kind of like that recently. I keep thinking of like the Saw movies where like there's always that and something crazy.
But I know there was like a game thing where you strapped something on to go play the game and it didn't come off until the game was done.
Yeah.
If you went somewhere and blow up or something like that, it was weird. Yeah. All right. I don't think I have anything else, but that was our basket talk. That was our 15-minute, which ended up being about 25 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a little longer.
Yeah. But we added a 10-minute talk about Nikko. So
that's true.
We love him. I kind of feel bad for all the hate he gets.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, paulmcbethfoundation.org. I'll match up to $10,000 in the month of April. Where can they find you?
onenight.owl on Instagram.
And we are Dora_disc_golf on Instagram. And our link tree is right there. Donation button in there. And it has all the other links to our socials. And don't forget about Jeremy's OnlyFans.
Oh, God.
Poopy Pants Disc Golfer.
Write us a review and be nice about it.
Exactly. On OnlyFans?
No.
What, you
no, not on OnlyFans. For the podcast. Okay. Write us and rate us.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
I got him flustered, folks. Keep us subpar. Peace.